weird because we're winning and we're used to the battle, and now that the battle's won, what do I do now?
Still a lot more work to do.
There is a lot of work to do.
And people get relaxed and kind of complacent at that point in time. Oh, we got over this one battle, but the war is still on.
Exactly.
Yeah, the war is still
and the
on.
problem is after you get that battle victory, then you think, oh, well, we've won now. No, you haven't won. You're beginning some momentum. You better keep that momentum up.
Exactly.
Because you can lose that real easy. They're sticking their feet out to trip you at every possible turn.
And it's easy to get discouraged, and that's part of the plan, I believe. Get people discouraged, get people down, get them doubtful in themselves, and that's how they win. The whole thing, I know it's kind of cliche, but divide and conquer, and making you feel shame for yourself and feel inadequate. I'll never be able to make a difference. There's nothing I can do. I'm just lonely old me. But people don't realize the power that they have within them, and I feel like now, with this momentum of this win, more and more people are starting to wake up and start getting empowered and feeling good about these wins. So,
well, it certainly does feel good. And so I want to talk about. So we're here live from CPAC, and I'm with Seth Leibowitz. Did I say that right? Leibowitz?
Perfect.
Yeah, perfectly. And SethWitz.com, SethWitz.com. And I want to show you this. I don't know how well you guys are going to see that. Leo, is that picking it up? And so this is a photograph of a painting that Seth did. And this is absolutely beautiful. And I want to talk about, so this is, you're actually over there painting live
painting
while CPAC is going on. And this artwork is this is beautiful. It's Donald Trump praying. You've got the archangels,
10 of them.
And is that Trump again?
It's Trump again.
That's Trump again.
Yep.
On the edge of the mountain with the American flag at what, the gates of heaven?
The gates of heaven, yeah. And it's like looking out into the world. See, I feel like America is the last bastion of freedom. And if America falls, then the world falls behind it. So, like, take example, COVID protocol. Mm-hmm. Whatever America said or put out there, the world kind of followed behind.
Yep.
And I feel that when I had this vision of painting Donald Trump, I don't paint politicians. That wasn't what I was doing at any point in time. I had a dream. I woke up to a worm's eye view, looking up at Donald Trump painting, went back to sleep, put myself back in that dream. The sky opened up around him, behind him, with all the clouds opening and like angels swirling around. And he was so focused on praying to God and asking for answers all day while I was working. I said, you know what? I have to paint this. I felt by the end of the day, I was Googling images to start photoshopping an image together to get onto that canvas to paint. And so I did a portrait of Trump taking a knee, praying to God, asking for the right answers on the right moves to make, for America and for the world, essentially.
There are a lot of people praying for that same thing for him.
Yeah, and the wild thing is him being protected, in Butler, PA. That's 20 minutes from my home.
Yep.
So it's pretty significant.
He believes that it was the hand of God, and it's hard to not believe that.
Some people are skeptic, they're like, oh, well, that was set up and he had a sharp shooter.
There's no way.
No way.
That's impossible.
It is.
Anybody who knows anything about shooting. So have I told you I'm a competitive skeet shooter?
No.
Yeah. The belt buckle I have on, I've won.
That's incredible.
With a shotgun shooting skeet.
Wow.
I know some of the best shooters in the world. That's an impossible shot. Yep. That would be there's no sniper, nothing on earth that would be able to do that. That's pure fantasy. Exactly. A cartoon.
Yes.
Like, that's nothing. That's not a real thing. That's not a possible thing. A robot, a precise machine, no amount of technology could have possibly done that.
Plus the timing.
Yeah.
The timing of him moving his head.
And the wind factor.
The wind factor.
You can't. Who would risk that? Go ahead and shoot at me because that's the way I'm going to win the election. Yeah. Like, on my list of here's our possible strategies, Let's see. I could get all the votes. I could win. I could stop the any kind of, if there's no vote fraud, I could have a sniper secretly shoot me in the ear miraculously while I turn my head at a rally. Let's do the one that threatens my life. Let's do that one. That's a good idea, don't you think, Seth?
When people say these things, I mean, these are the same
ridiculous.
people that are saying that they're cake gender and they're layered. These are the same type of people. That believe, hi, I'm Salamander. Nice to meet you. I'm like, oh wow, okay, that's a new one. But
have you met Muddy Mudskipper yet? He's
well, you know what I always say too. Hey, this is America. You want to say what you want to say. You want to believe what you want to believe. We have our difference of opinion. I don't believe that that's a possibility, but hey, you're free to think that and say that. So,
how did you get into? Tell me about your history of being an artist, because there's another painting, and what happened to you yesterday. This is a hilarious story because you just kind of.
It's a definite Larry David moment.
Right. It totally was. It totally was.
I have a painting of Elon Musk that I've had
awesome
shelved.
Painting.
Thank you. I've had it shelved since late 2019.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was in a box. I was mildly upset at him on a couple different things. And mostly, Neuralink. We don't have to get into that, but it's old tech from Professor Delgado in the late 50s. Neuralaced a bull and stopped a bull from charging a man. Just impressive.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, they've got nano biosensors in our bodies, and it's all being monitored by your Wi-Fi tower, which is considered drone technology. So this whole chip to the brain is it's a facade. It's a soft sell of transhumanism. So I shelved the painting, and I went to the Butler rally. And Elon Musk was going to be there, so let's pull
the Butler rally.
Mm-hmm.
The one,
the
second one.
The
okay,
second one, because he was there with Trump.
Yeah,
and I was like, you know what, this is perfect timing. I have the Trump painting. I started it the night before. I laid it out on the canvas. Took me about 10 hours to just get the bare bones on the canvas. And
how many hours did you wind up putting into this Trump?
The Trump painting was probably close to like somewhere between 450 and 500 hours.
500. Wow.
It doesn't. It sounds like a lot, but when you're doing like 8 hours at a pop, it's 20 long sittings, 30 long sittings, 30 medium sittings, something like that. So, but I've had paintings that I've been working on for years as well in my studio. So,
wow.
I usually do about anywhere between 10 to 20 paintings at a time that I sell through. Do a couple strokes here on one night, so I don't get bored. And,
yeah, that makes sense.
And I also like to get my ideas out on canvas as well, so that way I'm not forgetting about it. And I can always go back to it once it's on. If it's on canvas, then I have to continue. So, but with the Elon painting, I brought it out. I have had it at a few different events. I just had it out at America Fest in Phoenix, Arizona. Thought I'd bring it here. I just had a feeling that he would show up. He's such a cowboy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this guy's just going to show up.
Well, and he's been in Washington.
He's been in Washington. I have a feeling he might show up. So bring the Elon painting. And yesterday, I find out that he's going to be here. I'm like, all right, well, I'll take my painting of Elon Musk that is an underpainting. It's only a 30% complete painting. I'll take it in there and hold it up and be like, "We love you," kind of thing, and just be like, "Hey, add to the show. Why not?" And I don't know if it was Secret Service, but some sort of security detail.
It was Secret Service.
It was Secret Service. They came over and they're like, "Hey, you can't hold up any signs." I said, "Oh no, it's not a sign. It's a painting." And they're like, "I don't care. You can't hold it up." So I had it on the ground, and at the end of his talk, everybody rushed up to the
so when Elon spoke, way more than JD Vance.
Yes.
It was like a rock concert. It was, I mean, he got more than I think Trump himself might. I'm curious to see like who's going to get a better reaction, Trump or Elon. I guess it's going to be Trump, but Elon's was like nothing else that's happened in that room.
That was
at all.
WWF.
Even the freaking media who are back there, like not really caring. Like you go in and you're sitting there and you watch the media and like Summer's right at the front. and Summer will clap for things, and the rest of the media, nothing. It's like all probably full of liberal media,
Yeah.
right? And like we're some of the only actual conservatives in there doing that. And you know, like when they'll say a prayer and something, and they'll clap or whatever, and nothing from the media except like Summer in the front and me in the back when I walk in to the room. But it was unreal. Even the media was like they were like
Yep.
up in the energy. That guy is phenomenal.
Unbelievable how he got that room on fire. Set that
Yeah.
room on fire.
Everyone
Yep.
in that room absolutely loved him.
Natural instinct is to run up with everybody else, and then people were bumping me, and I didn't want the canvas to be damaged.
So you're trying to just
I'm
protect
holding
it.
up, and I get up there, and he's like looking out. So whatever. I mean, it's at the end of his speech.
Yeah, just hold it up, right?
Just hold it up. Why not? I hold it up, and all of a sudden I feel it being yanked out of my hands. I turn around, and Secret Service is yanking it out of my hands. I'm like, oh man.
It's because it blocks their view, and it's a safety issue.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And here Elon looks over, and people yelling, give it to Elon. You know, my friend Mike's, give it to Elon. And Elon's looking over, and here he's like, yeah, I want it. Bring it up. So it got passed over my head and handed to Elon. And I'm almost in shock as this is happening. I'm like, wow, is this really happening? They're taking the painting. He has it on stage. He's showing it off. I'm like, he is showing an unfinished painting to the world right now. Am I going to get this back? And he walks off stage, and that's it. There's no name attached to it. There's no signature. It's an unfinished painting. Even the information that's in the painting, some of it's outdated, and I also wanted to add some other things to it as well. So that's kind of how it happened. So
Elon,
yeah,
Seth Witz, he's the painter of your painting, brother.
I'd love to have it back.
He actually wants to finish it for you.
Yeah, and sign it and give it to you. It was originally intended as a gift, so it's not that I'm trying to take it back, but I would love to finish it. I think it would have much more of an impact.
And that's a lot of time for that. And that painting was amazing. What a beautiful painting. I mean, that's a classic.
Well, the underpainting is all done in like yellows. So right now it's Elon Mustard. Is what it looks like an Elon Mustard painting. So
I can see Elon in the back. Why am I so yellow?
So yellow. Oh no.
I thought it looked great. I wouldn't.
Thank you.
Most people I don't think would know.
Yeah. I maybe other
it looks
artists
stylistic.
Yeah,
you
it
know?
does look stylistic, or if somebody doesn't know what they're doing, or colorblind, maybe.
So paintings like this, I assume, do you make a living
No.
with your paintings?
No, I don't sell.
How do you
try
not
to sell my paintings?
You try not to sell them.
Yeah, because everybody has green paper. You know, everybody has green paper. That guy, this good lady. You know, you go to different countries, they've got paper in their pocket. There's only one of those paintings. So to me, it's easier to give somebody a painting than it is to put a green paper amount.
How do you make a living?
I do tattoos full time.
Do you really?
Yeah, I specialize in cover-ups and portraits. Mostly
No
cover-ups.
kidding.
I
Wow.
fix disasters.
Wow.
Cover
well,
entire
if this
sleeves.
isn't, if I had a problem tattoo, you'd be the person I would go to.
Thank you.
Like
very much.
you're now in my repertoire of now I know somebody that could
appreciate
hire.
that.
It's good.
I know. I
cover
look
that up.
like I used to do tattoo conventions and whatnot, and I'd go there. They think I'm there to fix their IT problems, but yeah.
So you don't have any tattoos?
I do.
Or you have some,
I have
but
my armpits tattooed. And
your armpits.
Yeah, my back has been lasered.
What
removed
your
off.
arm? I've never heard of anybody tattooing their armpits.
Well,
I mean, maybe people that are like fully covered and things. But
Well,
you're like, I don't want you to see it if I want to show you or
nothing. Visible.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't want any kind of marks that. And most tattoo artists get, their arms covered in the beginning.
and most of them have like lots of
Down to
gauges in the
cuticles.
ears and things and
Yeah, I try and keep it. I like what God gave me. I enjoy tattoos. I love having the tattoos that I do, except for my back piece that's getting lasered off. And that actually gave me a really good perspective because when people have, I've been to the beach or a swimming pool, and I don't want to take my shirt off because I don't like the tattoo that the guy that was teaching me how to tattoo did on my back. So there are a lot of people out there that feel the same way. They have a bad tattoo on their arm, bad tattoo on their chest, and God's given me this gift where I can make a difference in somebody's life in that way.
Interesting.
I'm not doing hearts and stars and all these like little, demonic tattoos or anything like that. I'm giving people another chance to be happy in their own skin.
Are there a lot of tattoo artists that are conservatives?
But I've found not as much as I thought that there would be. I've been excommunicated from not only the art community that I was in, but also excommunicated from the tattoo community that I was in.
Really?
So no more tattoo conventions for me. I've been labeled a misinformation super spreader.
What?
Yeah.
What?
During COVID.
How so?
During COVID, I was posting CDC, FDA, Johns Hopkins, NIH documents and patents on nano weaponry. And the same groups that everyone was listening to also had documentation that countered the narrative. So I was putting that out there, getting shadow banned, losing thousands of followers, and called a Nazi. I was
your name's Seth Leibowitz.
of honor now. It's like, all right, I'm that Jewish Nazi guy. So it's pretty hilarious. People I know too. People I've known for years, and this is
Wow.
treatment. Yeah, it's pretty wild. But
have you? So you should watch our episode from yesterday with Thomas Haviland.
Okay.
About the white blood clots.
Oh yes.
Have you seen those things?
That's Dr. Charles M. Lieber from Harvard University. He sold our nanotechnology to China and got hit with an $83,000 tax evasion fine. That's it.
Really?
Oh yeah. Dr. Charles M. Lieber. That's one of his nano scaffolding patents.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's horrible. It could be used for good, but it's gathering particles that are in the air that we're breathing in, that they're spraying out of planes, that we're eating, that we're drinking in the water, and through the electromagnetic frequency of our phones, our iPads, our TVs, and devices.
Interesting.
It's accumulating, yeah. So
interesting. You might want to have a conversation with Thomas Haviland. I'll see if I can connect the two of you.
I've been working with scientists. I quit painting over the last 5 years. I've been working with scientists and doctors and looking under the microscope versus painting. And a lot of injectables. I've tested the nasal swabs. I've tested the foods. I've had Pfizer, Moderna, and I should actually say it. It's a big fine for looking at that under the microscope. I have tons of documentation.
You can get a fine for viewing something.
$250,000.
What? For looking at something under a microscope, you can get a fine?
From what I shouldn't say that as a quote. I was told by looking at this under a microscope, you could be fined for $250,000.
I don't know if I buy that or not, but it'd be interesting to find that.
I'd buy it
just for the benefit of YouTube. These are just opinions, and we're not necessarily stating any of these things as facts. Do your own research, draw your own conclusions. Please don't strike our channel.
And I'm not a doctor. I'm just a tattoo artist that likes to paint, and I'm a nerd.
Well, I got you on because your artwork is absolutely incredible. The Elon painting was. Man, I think you may be missing your calling, because you could, if Hunter Biden's garbage was being sold for whatever, millions, obviously I think that is, again, just my opinion, but it was just grift and money bribery, money laundering.
Exactly.
But
they do it with the book deals as well.
Your art, if you're gonna money launder art, at least do it with amazing art. And yours is freaking amazing.
Thank you.
Totally beautiful.
And the funny thing is I don't sell it. Yeah, my house.
That's what I'm thinking. I think you're a little nuts.
I definitely am.
You're like this brilliant, amazing artist. Will you give me a painting, please?
Yeah. Because you're a hero.
Could you do two? So so one of the guys that works, Jennifer, our co-host right there, her husband paid for her wedding ring by selling one of his comic books from when he was a kid. It's worth like $500,000, the comic book now. The wedding ring's not. She was telling the story last night. And he actually paid for law school by selling toys. He would get one to play with, and he would get one and actually when he was younger, he used to, even before he could only get one, he would keep it in the package and play with it in the package. And his siblings would make endless fun of him until he started really making a ton of money from this. It was like an original Optimus Prime in the box.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Or an original Megatron in the box.
Oh.
right? And like kept pristine because that's how he played with them, right?
Exactly.
So then his big thing was, I want two. I want one to play with, and I want one to keep. And because they felt so bad for him because he's playing with it in the box, they started getting him the two. And so can you please give me two paintings?
Okay.
And one that I'm gonna just absolutely I will keep, and this will be my one. And then the other one so that I can make $50 million for to pay for this podcast, which is ridiculously expensive. And I'll just send you some money too, or maybe I should be your agent. Because these paintings are phenomenal.
I need a Jewish Nazi agent. Actually, so somebody that has the same mindset as me.
Yeah, agent for a Jewish Nazi is
exactly.
what.
So I mean,
if anybody wants to represent any of my lawyer friends, that you want to represent this Jewish Nazi who loves Trump and paints paintings of Elon Musk and Donald Trump
and speaks against the narrative, and I have tons of information on that as well. So if you're interested in anything on that, I have bins full of documents. I print everything because they scrub the internet.
Interesting.
But I've also been working with a scientist. Unfortunately, I believe he was murdered recently. He worked on HAARP, High Frequency Active Auroral Research Project. He cleaned up the Exxon Valdez oil spill in Alaska back in the day.
What's his name?
Dr. Joseph Resnick. So, God rest his soul. He was amazing human being. But I'm actually where I don't want to say my other buddy that I'm working with right now. I grew up with him and his wife. I've known them since I was a child, but he holds 4 patents on nanomaterials that have now been weaponized against the entire planet. I mean, we're talking about every single water molecule, fungus, spore, salamander, bird, human, dog. It's
how so?
Well, we're breathing it in. It's now in the foods. His technology could be used for good. And when we started looking into the patents, and he's been selling it to a company called ANS, which is a subsidiary of Lockheed Martin. These are bad guys. He had no idea that this is going out and being used in this manner.
Interesting.
So, well, I mean, technology is neutral, right? So depending on whose hand it's in and how it can be used. So we're working on things to try and reverse engineer what they've done.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
well, Seth,
yeah,
I'm very impressed with your art.
Thank you, Dan.
And your talent, and
thank you for having me on.
You're really amazing.
I appreciate
as an artist, and that was a crazy story about Elon's painting, but it's Seth Witz, and he painted your painting, Elon.
Yeah.
So
it would be great to have it back. I promise.
If we can coordinate to get it back and have him finish it for you, that'd be great. Either that or just, I mean, it's you've only done 30% of the work. Just do another one and finish it, and maybe give him that one too. It's not like you're selling them.
I don't even care about the recognition. It's as an artist,
I get that.
It's like a sting to the heart knowing that an unfinished painting is out there in the world. So,
interested from a collector's type of point of view, that now that there's a story also behind that piece of art, that is probably now your most famous piece of art.
I would say
and even this Donald Trump one, which is this is a Mona Lisa type of amazing artwork.
I actually painted that just so I can say to President Trump, sir, I understand you could be playing with your grandchildren, being on a yacht, playing golf, doing whatever you want to do. You decide
hanging out with Melania.
Yeah, hanging out with Melania, anything. But you decide to throw your hat in a ring and fight for America and fight for the world. And the only way I can say thank you is by using God's gift that he gave me to paint this portrait of you. And I want to hand it off to you, shake your hand and say thank you in person.
And it's an amazing painting. We'll try and get some actual close-ups of it before we leave too.
It would be great. And if I could also get out some of the bad guys that are in the universities making moves behind, like Dr. Charles M. Lieber and whatnot, I would like to get that information to President Trump as well, because they're flying under the radar right now. So
thank you so much, Seth.
Thank you, Dana.
Appreciate it. And I'll see more of you here for the rest of the day too.
All right,
thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
This is the Lawyer Dana Show, live from CPAC 2025, Washington, D.C., technically Maryland, actually, at the Gaylord. And there will be more after a short break. Please like, subscribe, turn your notifications on so you can get the alert when we come back live in just a few minutes. This is the Lawyer Dana Show. Thank you very much, man.
Yeah, thank you.